Welcome to AssetTV. I'm Sarah Makuda. Joining me in the New York studio today, CEO of Blue Ocean Global Wealth and CFP Ambassador for Washington, D.C., Rita Cheng. Rita, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Definitely, and especially for Alpha Female, which you certainly are. It's a great program for you to be a part of. So, you're a very busy woman. What is the best part of your job?
The best part of my job is just meeting amazing people, connecting with them, and learning what's important to them and helping them reach their life financial goals.
So April is National Financial Literacy Month, and I know that you're very passionate about financial literacy. Why is it so important for people to be financially literate?
Well, I think it's important for people to be financially literate so that they can make good financial decisions. Think of it like this. I am busy. I'm a mom of 3 kids, and I'm also a CFP professional. We would not think of raising illiterate children, so why is financial literacy any different? When we understand how money works, we're able to make better decisions. I mean, money doesn't buy happiness, but money does bring opportunities.
Definitely, it certainly gives you more choices, if nothing else, right? You're also extremely passionate about diversity. Why is it so important to have diversity in the financial planning sector?
Sure. Well, I joke around with a name like Margarita Maria Cheng. You can't help but embrace diversity. And my mom is Irish and Eastern European. My dad was born in China and came to the U.S. by way of Taiwan. And I have the name Margarita Maria Cheng. But in all seriousness, laughs aside, I think diversity, particularly in the financial advice profession or financial services profession, is extremely important because diversity isn't just what we see, meaning gender, race, ethnicity. It's also a different way of thought experience, and we really need to take the time to understand people's cultural nuances and experiences to help guide them to make good financial decisions.
That makes sense. So even like culturally, if people are sitting with you and talking about what's important to them, I think you've given in the past the example to Jillian about having Chinese parents and their extreme value on education and how that's going to affect their portfolio more so than maybe, somebody of a different culture. So that's what you mean by having that cultural diversity.
Exactly. Another aspect is some people may not trust financial institutions, so they may want to invest more heavily in real estate. So you don't necessarily have to agree with everything that the client is saying, but you need to at least take the time to understand. Because if you don't take the time to understand, then you're missing that opportunity to connect.
In addition to your everyday responsibilities we talked about, you were on the Women's Initiative advocate, and you contributed making test questions, which, wow, I can't imagine how difficult that is. You're no longer doing that, but talk to that experience.
Sure. So, I live in Maryland, and my firm is based in Maryland, which is right outside of our nation's capital, and that's where CFP Board headquarters is. CFP Board is like 23 miles from where I live. So I have had a variety of volunteer roles, writing test questions for sure, the development as a subject matter expert on Social Security and taxation for a CFP certification exam. But I think the new role that I'm most excited about is a member of the Diversity Advisory Group for the Center of Financial Planning through the CFP Board. And we are focused on creating a more diverse, sustainable workforce for the CFP professional, Certified Financial Planner community.
That's amazing. So did you mention there's an upcoming event or there's something happening in October?
Yes. Okay. So October 2018, we are having our first diversity summit, and it's at the New York Times building.
Nice. And what is that? I mean, I know that's in the future, but what is that going to look like?
So, well, we are in the planning stages right now, but I can tell you it is bringing many people together. So what's interesting about diversity, by very definition, we need a diverse solution to the diversity problem. So it's not any one person or one organization who can solve this challenge. So we're going to have thought leaders. We're going to bring executives from financial services firms, practitioners, as well as faculty from leading financial planning programs.
Awesome.
Together.
No, that'll be amazing. I guess we don't have to wait for October for that to happen. Okay, so let's focus again on women. We know that there are only 23% of certified planners are women. So you guys are always pitching to get more women into this profession. What is your pitch? Why is this such a good role for women? And what do you say to women who maybe are thinking about going into this profession?
Sure. So when you ask women why they want to become a financial planner, it's because they want to help people. Just coming out of college, I actually graduated with a degree in finance. I was an analyst. I liked it, but there was something missing, that human connection. So what my pitch to all the ladies who are listening about why they should consider a career in the financial advice profession or become a certified financial planner is because there's amazing career opportunities. Here's what I think is so meaningful about the profession. It's intellectually stimulating. It's never boring, so you're not going to get bored. Tax laws are changing. Markets are always moving. Second, it's emotionally gratifying. Clients go through some challenging times, and it gives me great peace of mind knowing that I can be there for them. Flip side is we get to help clients celebrate many of the milestones in life, and that's enjoyable. And then finally, it is financially rewarding, but last but not least is positive impact on society. Every family I help, I know that I'm making a difference, and that's really important to me. And then for working mothers, the freedom and flexibility, I feel like I did have the best of both worlds. And I think one of the questions is, what do I want people to know? And I do think that you can have a fulfilling career and have a meaningful personal life.
Wow, that's a good point. You never think about that it is flexible and a good role for working moms. So, my first question, when did you start your global firm, and what goes into doing that? What prompts you to do that?
Sure, so we launched Blue Ocean Global Wealth in 2013. So Blue Ocean Global Wealth is almost 5 years old, but I have been an advisor since 1999. So I knew that I wanted to start my own firm for a variety of reasons. I wanted to have only one agenda, and that was the clients. Of course, we need to make sure we're compliant and we do everything so that our advice is in the best interest of the client. But I didn't want to have to apologize for headlines and worry about what other people are doing. I just wanted to focus on serving the clients, growing the business, and doing the right thing. And being independent made that a little bit easier for me.
And I'm sure that's extremely rewarding to be successful in that at this point.
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes I look back at it and I was like, how did I do this? But I realized that I was able to do it by the support of others. So I had some good mentors who guided me along the way, and I also took the time to really study what I was doing.
The gender pay gap. Now this month we celebrate Equal Pay Day, and we wear the color red. I've worn my red dress. You wore your red lipstick. Women, we are wearing red to represent women and minorities that are so far in the red in pay. That's why we wear this color. What more can we be doing besides just wearing the red color to represent what we're dealing with? What more should we be doing to get this bridged gap?
So I appreciate that we're wearing red today because I think it's really important to create that awareness, but I don't want it to just stop today. I want it to be top of mind all the time. I think that I've heard other women say, we have made a lot of progress, but our call to action to those all around us, whether you're younger than us or older than us, is not to accept where we are as the status quo. We need to continue to push for progress. And these conversations also can be made easier when we understand that there is a financial literacy component to this too. If we really understand what we're worth and we're comfortable talking about money, then we can say, hey, you know what? Why am I being paid less? I'll just share a story with you about this. My daughter, she's a senior in college, but when she was in high school, they had a bake sale, and she said, wow, Mom, this is really cool. This girl was selling brownies to the boys for $1 and to the girls for 73 cents because she said, well, they're paid less. And she did it to make a point.
That's a brilliant point. We're going to bring men back into this conversation now.
Sure.
What are your clients, both men and women, what are their biggest concerns for 2018?
So all clients' concerns, both men and women, are concerned about market volatility. Market volatility is back. In 2016 and 2017, sometimes it was hard to convince clients that they need to rebalance their portfolio. Like, why do we need to do this? Yeah. But I'm glad that they understood the importance of it. And I told them, I said, listen, your stocks have performed well. We still are going to hold on to stocks, but just make sure to rebalance, to make sure that your asset allocation is consistent with where you want to be. I know we want it to be 60 to 65% stocks, but based on how they perform, you're probably closer to 70. So we need to go back to the original allocation. But to answer your question, clients are most concerned about market volatility.
Okay, that's a big one, and that makes a lot of sense. Any insight into the recent market volatility? What's really causing it? Is it the threat of potential trade wars? I mean, it's normal. It's not necessarily a terrible thing that this is happening. People are reacting to it, but what do you think is really the cause?
Well, I think that we've always had market volatility, but for a long time, we've been pretty comfortable. 2008, 2009 is not that far behind us, right? It's almost like 10 years ago. But I think trade wars, uncertainty, global uncertainty, and then other issues cause volatility. And when there's volatility, people get a little bit scared because, again, 2008, 2009, not so far behind.
That's true. That's true. Definitely with millennials, we're very hesitant to trust. We feel very nervous about putting money in certain places, and you can certainly understand why. Do you deal with a lot of millennial clients that you have that kind of fear of investing?
Well, absolutely. The thing that's very interesting about our financial planning practice is we're multi-generational. So we don't necessarily go after millennials, but we work with multi-generational families. So many times the parent will be our client, and then the kid will work with us, the kid who is an adult child, but they don't view us as, oh, you're my parents' planner, you're the family's planner. Most of the clients that I work with are from Generation X because they're very similar to my generation, and they're very concerned about another correction, as everyone is, but they're like, oh my gosh, I have kids entering college. I still need to work for another 10 to 20 years, depending on my age. I was like, I can't have my kids' college savings go down 38% in value. What do? I got to get these kids out of the house.
That's heavy. That's a lot to think about. What is your superpower in the financial service industry?
So I would say my superpower is empathy, E. So CFP professionals, it's about experience and education and examination. You have to pass the examination, you have to have ethics. But my superpower is the fifth E, which is E, empathy, the ability to relate and connect with others. My other superpower is I read really fast. And so by reading very quickly and really listening, I'm able to figure out things and really be able to analyze the situation without making judgment.
Alpha female. What I know you told me you defined you Googled the actual definition.
Right.
What does alpha female mean?
Well, when people hear the word alpha female, they think, oh, power hungry. She likes to exert her power and influence and control everybody. But that's not really what an alpha female is. Alpha female can be someone who's resilient, who's confident, respectful, and all of the above. And so I'm not necessarily aggressive, but I can be successful in my own right by just being who I am. And financial services and CFP professionals, there's many opportunities for you to serve many clients who need your help.
That's great. No, I think you're a huge advocate for it. I'm so glad that you're doing wonderful things in DC. Thank you so much for being here. For AssetTV, I'm Sarah Makuta.